back to the House of Art. I'm Terry Lively. Today I want to give you a few tips and tricks on using Permablend pigments. Now, we've been getting some requests from some of you on how to thicken up the pigments. Some of you are saying that Permablend pigments are actually really very thin. I finally figured out what you're probably dealing with or not doing. These pigments are super concentrated. They have to be shaken up really well. In fact, I have a pigment shaker that I use. I've had this thing for years, maybe 20 years now. And this is a hobby paint shaker. And I always give my pigments a good shake, maybe 5 or 10 seconds. You just pop it on. And it really blends everything really well. If you're not shaking the pigments up, what happens is when you pour them in your little pigment caps, all the clear liquid probably is mostly going in there, and that's why you have a very, very thin consistency, and maybe you're having a hard time getting those pigments to cling to the tips of your microblading needles. So just give them a really good shake. Buy one of these hobby paint shakers. Excuse me. You can actually buy them on Amazon. If you do a search for a hobby paint shaker, then you will see they pop up. They're about $49, $40, $45, something like that. Anyway, they're easily available on Amazon. They will make your life so much easier. So just do that and you'll find your pigments are a really good consistency for either doing microblading or machine work, whatever it is you're doing. Now, with that said, we do carry a shading solution. We carry a thin version and a thick version. The only difference between those two is the thick version has just a little bit more glycerin added to it. So, you know, some people like to add shading solution to their pigments in order to get a powder brow or a softer look. Another way to achieve that look, you actually don't really need shading solution. You just need to really practice a lot with your hand technique, working fast and light and doing some blends. This just takes practice on practice skin. And once you get that technique down, then you really don't need to add shading solution to water them down. Now, if you're new to Permablend and you're not really familiar with working with these, maybe you're used to using a pigment that is not as concentrated and you're used to that 30% fading factor that we were all saying we had for years and years, then you may want to go ahead and add a little shading solution the first time or two that you use it, just so you don't get them too concentrated, too saturated in the skin. But once you get a feel for how they heal in and the concentration of the pigment and how to use it without getting your procedure overly saturated, then you can just start, you know, using straight pigment and not adding the shading solution to it. So, you know, that's an option. Some artists like to work, some traditional tattoo artists will take blacks and water them down to get all these different, what they call gray sets of, you know, black and gray work that they do on the skin. Some of them add water to their pigment caps or shading solution to their pigment caps. Some of them will just use technique to get really good fades on the skin. So it all depends on how you as an artist like to work. Okay, I hope that helps with some of those issues. Another thing, and we've had people say that their names keep getting wiped off on the bottles. What I do when I get a new bottle out, I always just put some Scotch tape on it, and that protects it from the name being wiped off so you don't lose the name of your pigment on each bottle. Just a simple little tip there. Hope this helps. If you have any questions, I'm going to leave my email at the end of this video, and feel free to shoot me an email and I'll be happy to address you and help you with your questions. Okay, have a great one. Oh, one other thing before I leave. We are going to be in Vegas next week at the SPCB convention, and we will have a booth there. And we'll have Permablend, we'll have the Real Skin products for sale. We'll have all kinds of cool stuff there. The Zion S machine, we'll have several of those there. And you can come up to the booth and try them out. It's just gonna be a lot of fun. So anyway, Permablend at the booth, we're gonna have a 10% discount on Permablend pigments. That's just for people who attend the show. So I hope to see you. Come on by and say hi. Talk to you later. Bye.